Hello, Mermit. So, I want to review a book. The book I want to review is this one, Goddesses and Gods, Embrace the Power, by Stacy Demarco, with artwork by Jimmy Manton. First of all, and this is just me being silly, really, it's that when I see books like this, I immediately think they're not that serious. As you can see, the covers, if I can, is sort of fluffy. That sort of screams. Get a picture of it. You see it's. Yeah, you can see it there. It's squishy. That to me just screams children's book, really. It isn't, but it makes it harder for me to take the book seriously. Also takes up extra space in the bookshelf. Now what this is basically you have these very colorful pages with an illustration of a god or goddess, and then you have one or two basically spells. They call them prayers and incantations, but they're usually a little bit more to it than just a prayer. And they're basically very, very simple spells that you can do that for something that's associated with that goddess. And or god. And it's from all over the world, all sorts of gods, goddesses, spiritual entities, and so on and so forth. So, yes. The book is extremely colorful. And, yeah, what can I say about it? I would say that if what you're looking for is a good book about paganism, then you can do a lot better, because there's quite a limited amount of information here, because since there's so many pictures and such, it becomes somewhat limited to how much space you have for information. But some of these spells and incantations are quite nifty, and I think that I will compare this book to one of those, if you're getting some fine confectionaries for somebody as a gift. Not that this is extremely fine, but it has a fancy wrapping and all of that. It might not mean if you're going out to the store to buy yourself some candy, you're probably not going to buy the ones that is in the nifty little wrappings with shiny paper and all of that, because the quantity you get for how much it costs is pretty limited. However, if you are getting a gift for your mother-in-law for Mother's Day, you might get one of those fancy little boxes. And I would say this is exactly that sort of book. It is, for somebody interested in magic and paganism and so on and so forth, it can be a nifty little book. It's cute, it's pretty, but it's more wrapping and less content. But let's have a look at the index anyway. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I forgot. It doesn't have one. Yes, it doesn't have one. I had completely forgotten about that. So, yeah, but you have a few dozen, 20, so on and so forth. I haven't counted them all. And just to make an example of one of the spells you can find in here, let's just get one here. For Noda. It tells the symbols of that god and has a little sort of quote thing that fits with, in this case, him. And then you have the thing which is you may like to place a silver object on your altar as an offering to Noda. If it is a piece of jewelry, you may wish to wear it in honor of Noda as a reminder of your own unique perfection. Light a silver candle and say aloud, blah blah blah, then follows the incantation. So you can see it's a somewhat simple thing, and that is to attract perfection. And then we have one here for Odin, which then goes with all the symbols and of course a quote. And then you have, whenever you need guidance and protection, call upon Odin, the All-Father. You might like to do this invocation on a Wednesday, the day named after him. Draw Odin's rune symbol on a piece of paper. Underneath the symbol, write what you specifically need guidance about. Now, here's one thing I have to say as a complaint. They do at times say include such and such symbol, but they don't always show that symbol. If you're going to make a so fluffy book as this one, literally, the book is fluffy, then include those symbols too, because, well, of course, anybody can do this. It is very clearly aimed at absolute beginners, and as such, they might not have access to books with these symbols in them. Anyway, moving on. Hold the paper in your hand and say, I call you, All-Father, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to read all of the incantation. It doesn't matter. You get the point. Close your eyes and relax. Allow the form of Odin to come to you. Do not force it. It's basically a guided meditation here, not a guided meditation. Basically, you call on this entity and have a meditation exercise. He will come to you in the form that you will be happy to accept, because mail order God. Perhaps he will be on his horse, or as a raven, or with a wolf at his side. Whatever form he takes, he will protect and calm you and offer you guidance, because he was such a fluffy man. Always. And I mean, the legends was so, yeah, when you're ready, open your eyes and write down any guidance you have received. Odin also likes to visit in dreams, so take note of the dreams you have over the next week or so. It basically, the book is filled with these kinds of very, 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 very simple little spells. And they're okay. The problem I can see with them is that, for example, with Odin, it's all light and fluff and happiness. And this is a warrior god. Plus that you have the mail order god thing here. Basically, he'll appear in the form you prefer. Presto! But for what it is, the way I see it is that when we work with energies, we sort of get into it, what we get out of it, what we put into it. And if we are doing some sort of just that kind of simple exercise, then that's also what we get out of it. But don't expect anything too authentic when it comes to these gods. It's more that, oh, we have a god here, let's take the most stereotypical, most basic aspect of that god and just write some sort of spell-like thingy to go with it. Done. Have some pretty illustrations, put it in a pretty book, sell it. So, would I recommend this book? Nah, not really. I mean, it could be a nice gift for a pagan friend that you don't really know what to get them, and instead of getting them a box of chocolate, you can get them this book here, and they are likely to find at least some of the rituals in here to be of use. But since how much does it cost? 16 US dollars or 19 Canadian. It's not worth that. You're paying a lot for just the nice fluffy cover and the illustrations. Take that, buy Scott Cunningham book, Raymond Buckland book, anything, because this is basically when now it has become sort of an insult that we throw at one another randomly. It's the pagan equivalent of you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. But originally, Fluffy Bunny, it sort of described people that basically bases their practice on something like this. Well, I won't necessarily call a person for fluffy bunny. I will say this book is fluffy. There's nothing wrong with using something that's fluffy every now and again. And the things in here, they are very positive. They're very, and some of them are probably useful, but they are very, very, very at the surface. They do not go deeper, and yeah, they really acknowledge none of the depths about these gods. So here. Also, you can see that some people, if they're very concerned about cultural appropriation, as is the thing in the wind these days, I'm not, which I have expressed quite a few times, they might disagree with this just sort of mishmash of various cultures' gods, especially since it's so shallow. But I don't have a problem with this. The shallowness, well, it does make the book pretty worthless. Other than basically there's a few of these rituals in here that's okay. It's just thrown together to earn money, people. That's all it is. I mean, it's published by, what is it called again? Blue Angel, and what I do is they make greeting cards and such, and very, 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 very fluffy type occult books. So you get, I mean, if you can get this from the bargain bin and pay $5 for it, that you might find something in here you like, and the illustrations are very nice. They are very beautiful. Perhaps not show that one because it has a boob, I think. Beautiful problem without this one. You can see the illustrations are extremely pretty. So if you can get it dirt cheap, it might be worth picking up. If not, then don't spend $16 on this. It's just not worth it. I'll give this 4 out of 10. That's my review of Goddesses and Gods, Embrace the Power by Stacy Demarco and artwork by Jimmy Manton. I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day and blessed be.